I can only talk from our childhood, but you know traditionally that the black church was the pillar of the community.
Yes, yes, at one time it
Whatever
was.
you need, you could go to the church and get it. If you
Yeah,
need to learn how to read, you can go to church, learn how to read. If you needed a job, it was somebody in the church you went to go see, and the pastor would hook you up with brother such and such, and they would help you get a job.
yeah,
If your rent wasn't paid or you needed problem, you need groceries, you go to the church and they provide those things for you. And what some people don't understand is that day is gone.
yes,
We don't live in that world. Just like when we try to raise our kids in the values and the way that we were raised, we have to understand that that world does not exist anymore.
yeah, that's true.
So we have to be able to understand that we come with a new, I don't want to say technique, but I'm going to say a new mindset. We're dealing with young folks in the church. Michael, you said that somebody said the church should pay their rent, they should do this and do that. And I just had a conversation with somebody who was saying that the church will pay your rent if you're a member of their church, in good standing, paying your tithes. That used to be the case. The church helped everybody in the community. The church was put in the community to help everybody.
Right,
It wasn't
right.
about if you paid your money, because think of the folks who don't have money to put in church. And I'll say this, we're talking about it. I remember like twice a year when I first started going back to church, they would ask for a special donation from everybody. And I couldn't afford to pay it, so I stopped going to church.
Wow, yeah.
Because I couldn't pay what they asked. And I felt like if I couldn't pay it, I shouldn't be in church. But as you grow in your faith in Christianity, you understand that your tithes and offering ain't always financial.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Your tithes and offering are in your gift. Maybe you can help clean up the bathrooms or drive the bus. Maybe you know how to sing, or you know how to work the equipment, or you know how to fix stuff.
Right.
We've turned it into a financial situation when we talk about tithes and offering, that we done messed it up. And here's another thing we don't understand what the Bible talks about tithes and offering, with tithes. Traditionally, every 4 years of a church, the church takes whatever money they got that fourth year and put it back in the community.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I was talking about that with somebody not too long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's in the Bible, and the church doesn't do that.
Right.
So I belong to a church, I'm not going to say his name, but I belonged to a church at a time where I felt like all they were doing was taking from the people. They wasn't giving nothing back. And I know that all we did was ask, but we didn't give. And they would talk about, we got the food pantry, but the food pantry the food is donated by another organization to your church to give to the people.
Oh,
it's
wow.
not coming out of the church budget.
Right, right.
I remember we used to serve breakfast every Sunday. And the people who handled the money in the church said it would cost too much, so they stopped serving breakfast every Sunday.
Wow.
So we started taking donations. They still didn't want to do it because they didn't want to go with the donations, and then, you know what I'm saying? And probably what they should have done was sold the breakfasts. Because they didn't want to give them away. So they should have sold the breakfasts, and then they would have made money off the breakfast sales that they could keep selling them, you know, and still make money off, so the church wouldn't lose any money.
Yeah, but I used to go to the Seventh-day Adventist church for a minute, and we had breakfast every Saturday.
Well, but see, now you talk about that. Let's talk about that for a minute. Traditionally, white churches or churches of some denominations can afford to do that because they are supported by a higher anarch
Right. And they were probably bigger too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're bigger and people support them from the higher level.
Right, right.
Because in the AME, I'm CME, but in the AME, they will take and do analysis of the churches who are making money, not making money, and then they'll close the church that's not profitable.
Oh, wow.
Or combine them. And a lot of times, and we got to understand that people associate giving in the church with the pastor.
Yep, exactly.
I'm not going to give that pastor none of my money to buy no new car. He driving around in a Cadillac and And we have to understand that traditionally, let's go back. The pastors working don't get salaries.
Right.
They have second jobs.
Yep.
They have the pastor job and they have a job.
Right.
That pays their bills, pays their lights, their cars, and all that, and helps take care of the church.
Right.
Some pastors are helping keep churches. When I first got to the church that I'm at right now, they was -$9 in their bank account.
Wow.
And they were looking for the district to every year to help them keep the lights on. When I got down there, I said, we're not going to look for the district to take care of us. We're going to take care of ourselves. And we've been able to have at least $1,000 in the bank for the last four years.
Okay.
But I tithe. See, that's another thing. You got pastors that don't tithe.
Right.
They get a check, but they don't put nothing back in the church. What are they doing? They're taking. And then here goes another thing with that, which you'll find what people do is, we always want to run to the New Testament. And when Paul talks about the servant should be paid for his worth or whatever.
Right.
A lot of preachers bring that up as to justify them getting a salary. And trust, I'm not saying that preachers shouldn't get a salary. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying is, if the church is paying you and you're not putting nothing back in the church, there's something wrong with that.
Right. I agree.
How can I ask the people to give? How can I ask people to tithe and give, and I don't tithe to give?